Easiest thing in the world to do is to let go and be yourself. That should tell you something when you won't. Nah, fuck that. I gotta get this. Nah, fuck that. It's not more important than this. We got to do this and we got to do that. You know, I used to say slick shit like, what if the ground just dropped out and you just fell nonstop? You know, it was a story about a hole that was in Arizona, I think, or somewhere in the Midwest somewhere. And this guy dropped a cat down the hole. And the cat was terrified. The dog was terrified to even be by the hole, but the cat was dropped down there. And they said a week later, the cat popped up in the woods different. Almost like some, what's that movie? Remember that movie when they would bury the pet cemetery, when they would bury you and you would come back different? They said the cat came back different. So the dude got shipped away to another country so the government can deal with this hole. He came back to his house. His house was gone, was cleared off. They gave him another place to live down in Mexico or something like that. And the hole wasn't even on the map no more. Like, they removed that shit. They ain't want nobody to know about that. You can't make life no simpler, yo. We throw away ourselves faster for something that's not real. That should tell you something about the existence that we living in. I can sit out here and feel this sun so wonderful. I can feel the lips of a beautiful woman on my face. So wonderful. You can wrap your arms around a waist and hug deeply. So wonderful. You can get a pound to your family members. That shit feel like an embrace. You cannot worry about being attacked or losing something. You can grow and create things and allow people to see your creation for what that is and be accepted in the same right. The problem is not to point out the problem. The problem is to acknowledge the fact of the circumstance, so therefore you can be the image of the opposite. I've said in millions of my bills, it's accountability. We issue a level of energy into something to allow it to take place. That's control. If you don't give yourself to the divine and keep yourself daily for the divine and do it tomorrow as you did it today, you're following the impression or the example of lost individuals. You know, sometimes it's a lonely world just sitting out here thinking to yourself that, you know what? Well, if all else fails, I'll hold the knowledge myself. I'll hold the seeds. I'll replant them and grow food, whether that be for the mind or for the belly. Anything that has a connection to a spiral like growing food, growing weed, growing anything. The reason why I pointed that out because of the control aspect on certain things. People quickly forget how cayenne pepper was actually illegal not too long ago. You know why cayenne pepper was illegal not too long ago? Because of the level of vitamin C that cayenne pepper has. And they wanted to control that. They didn't want you to be able to produce your own medicine. The things that we deal with are asinine. And being the image of saying no, people would rather promote a level of fear instead of saying no. You don't have this melanin and this beauty and this mind and this wherewithal and the fact that you are created by the divine just to throw it away for crumbs. Your life is important. The way you love and learn is important. To be embraced, to wash away the negative things that are from the past that may hold you in a mindset are to be removed. When we are so anchored into trying to fix everything ourselves, we don't give the divine a chance to play a role. Negative energy only brings an imbalance within yourself because it's forcing you to vibrate in a different way. This is why you'll never hear me screaming and hollering, motherfucker, and all that shit. Some people who are immersed in a level of negative energy, they can't help it because of their fight. Negative and positive are counterparts, so they will be used depending on the energy and the placement that you are, where you have to use this to check a level of divine energy. So there is no judgment to negative energy. I just choose not to do that. My rage is different. We can only imagine what man has given us to hold us at a certain level of bay, but if the divine starts removing these things that you take for granted, that came with the spiritual connection of life itself, you would not know what the fuck to do. Everybody wants to be so cold-hearted and I'm gangster and I'm a bad bitch and I get money and I'm a gun popper and I run the world and I run the country and I run the county and I'm a police officer and I'm this and I'm that. I don't hear nobody saying I'm human. I'm a child of the divine. Very few. Even within my own culture, brothers and sisters, you guys will put on a title or a name and still treat your people as if they're strange to you. It's not about you being more negative because the choices you chose. It's about you being the image when you choose the choice. Sometimes, and I remember this back in the day, most people, they seek languages and words unheard to them in that format so they can re-speak these words and sound intelligent or sound powerful. That showed a lack of divine connection. When in fact, we have a lot of copycat energies. We have energies that just like to repeat shit because they don't know where the fuck that shit come from. So they want to repeat you. And that came from an energy already existing, repeating divine energy. Yes, I guess it's going to be hard because it speaks to the value of the misnomer all the time. And when all else fails, you gotta eat. You gotta get money. Might as well, fucker. You might as well do your do with them. You might as well be disrespectful. See, I always knew, and I've been a candidate of doing the things that are easy. I can get real flipped, but I choose not to. It ain't because I can't fight or I have a fear. It's because I know how far that is and how easy it is to get into that energy and how hard it is to come out of it. That's the difference for me. I choose not to participate in energies that just truly don't serve me. This is why, in my perspective, it's so easy to love. Because I don't want to see, if I love you and I care for you, I don't want to see your face in a different way. So I'm going to love you more. I've been told things my whole life and been lied to. I've been lied to right to my face in a level of divine love. Like, I thought we were closer than that. I don't give up because it's not for me to give up on the divine. I'm just giving up on the connection at the moment. It gets deep just like that. Look, I ain't gonna hold y'all. We already at 11:55. I'm out. NAGA.